Hey there, we're from Fundraise, and since we're non-profiteers just like you, we get it. Today, we're going to talk about a metric that is a total game changer, but so many people overlook it. I'm talking about donor lifetime value.
All right, let's be real. The nonprofit world is basically an alphabet soup of acronyms, right? You've got your NGO, your 501c3, your LYBUTINT. Well, today we're going to throw one more into the mix, but trust me, this one is worth remembering. And that acronym is LTV. Seriously, this one is a big deal. It's what helps you shift your whole mindset from just getting one-time donations to building real lasting relationships with the people who support you. So what exactly is donor lifetime value? Think of it like a crystal ball for your fundraising. It's a way to estimate how much a donor is likely to give over their entire relationship with you. And here's the thing, focusing on growing that number, that's one of the absolute best ways to keep your donors coming back. Okay, but before we can make it bigger, we've got to know how to figure it out in the first place, right? And don't panic, this isn't some crazy calculus. It's actually a super simple formula using numbers you're already tracking.
It all boils down to just three things. First, how long does a donor stick with you? That's their lifespan. Second, what's their average donation amount? And third, how many times a year do they give? You just multiply those three numbers together, and voila, you've got your LTV.
Now, to really make a dent in those numbers, you've got to have the right attitude. I love this quote from Amber Christofferson. If you're not bold, you're not moving. That's so true, right? We have to be bold. So let's do it. Let's get bold and figure out how to grow that LTV.
So where do we start? Well, the first couple of steps are all about working smarter, not harder. It all begins with the data you're already sitting on. You have to use it to get a clear picture of who your donors actually are.
And look, the key here is to let technology do the grunt work. A good system, like our fundraising intelligence tools here at Fundraise, can literally calculate all of this for you automatically. Then you can start slicing and dicing that data. You can segment your donors by how much they give, where they live, or even how they donated, like through a peer-to-peer campaign versus your website. That's how you find your rock stars, the groups with the highest LTV.
Okay, so once you've identified those rockstar donors, what's next? The goal is actually really simple. Keep them around. You want to keep them happy, engaged, and part of your community for the long haul.
And how do you do that? Through awesome engagement. Maybe you create an exclusive membership program with some behind-the-scenes content. Or you could turn your annual peer-to-peer fundraiser into this big, exciting tradition that people actually get excited about year after year. It's about creating connection.
All right, this is where it gets really fun. We've talked about keeping donors longer. Now let's talk about getting them to give a little more and maybe a little more often.
First up, let's tackle that average gift amount. We're not talking about asking for $1 million. We're talking about small, smart nudges that can have a huge impact over time.
Check this out. Did you know that a third, 1 in every 3 of your donors, say they would give a bigger gift if they just knew their company had a matching program? That's just wow. That's a massive opportunity that so many of us are missing out on. So, what does that mean for you? Well, for one, you should be shouting about corporate matching from the rooftops. Another super easy trick? Use a feature that lets donors cover the processing fees. And be strategic with your suggested donation amounts. You know, those little impact cards. If your average gift is $25, make your first suggestion $30. It's a gentle nudge upwards.
Okay, now for what is maybe the single most powerful strategy of all for boosting frequency and your LTV. It's all about recurring giving. Getting your donors to give monthly is a total game changer.
And if you want to see just how powerful this is, let me tell you a quick story. One of our own editors here has been giving just $5 a month to their local public radio station since 2007.
Think about that. That little $5 gift has added up to over $1,100 for that station, all because it was super easy to set up once and then just let it run. That, my friends, is the magic of monthly giving. And guess what? You can make it that easy for your donors too. With Fundraise's donation forms, for example, you can set it up to automatically ask a one-time donor if they'd like to make it a monthly gift instead. It's such a simple prompt, but it can make a world of difference for their LTV. So when you step back and look at it, increasing LTV isn't some big, scary, complicated thing. It really just comes down to making small, smart improvements in 3 areas. Getting donors to stay longer, give a little more, and give a little more often. A tiny bump in each of those really adds up.
Look, we've really just skimmed the highlights today.
If you want to go way deeper on all this stuff, with more examples and step-by-step strategies, you've got to read the full article on our blog that this whole thing is based on. The link is right there for you in the description.
So, I want to leave you with one final thought, a question to chew on. What's one bold move, just one, that you can make this week to start growing your donor LTV? Okay, that's it from us. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now go out there and make some fundraising magic happen.